Hello, and welcome to a half hour that will not only change your life, but the lives of tens of thousands of people all over the world. Today we're going to share with you the incredible impact that the Flying Hospital has had on the Central American country of El Salvador.
That's right, Gary. The Flying Hospital is a one-of-a-kind facility that is literally changing the concept of medical missions. The L-1011 wide-body jet has been converted into a fully equipped hospital, complete with an eyes, ears, nose, and throat station, an operating room with 3 tables, pre-op and post-op recovery areas, and even a pharmacy right on board. The plane has just returned from its very first trip to El Salvador. Dr. Williams, you were there in El Salvador. Tell us about the trip.
It was just really an incredible trip. We took down about 135 volunteers and healthcare professionals. We saw almost 7,000 patients, 187 surgeries that really changed the lives of those individuals. It was incredible to see children whose eyes were crossed now being able to see straight. It was just really tremendous. And those that had cataracts to now be able to see. It was just a wonderful experience.
And the great thing about it is that with the Flying Hospital, you were able to touch lives that you could never have done so before. Catherine Ford, the Flying Hospital correspondent, has been down in El Salvador. Let's get a special report from her.
I'm here in Zacatecoluca, El Salvador, and in a few moments I'll introduce you to a young victim of gang violence in the city streets of San Salvador and the 2 Operation Blessing International volunteers who changed his life.
Thanks, Catherine. That sounds like a wonderful story, and we'll be back in a few minutes to hear all the details. Dr. Williams, you have been on many medical missions trips all around the world. What kind of difference is the Flying Hospital going to make?
Well, it's been such a gratifying difference that it's been able to make already. Before, when we went down there, when people needed surgery, we could say, we cannot do it at this time. We do general medical, dental work, but we did not offer surgery before. Now we can offer very sophisticated surgery, and we're able to help them, making a life-changing difference in their lives. The other beautiful thing is we're able to impact nations even at the highest level. We've met with presidents and ministries of health, the business leaders, as well as the healthcare community. And they're actually wanting to come on board with us and to learn. We can train them. Also, follow up afterwards, and they actually want to go with us into other nations and to work with us there. So it's a tremendous multiplying effect that we're able to have as we partner with them.
Well, what a great experience, not only to know that the Flying Hospital allows you now to do things that you couldn't do before, but with the educational format and partnering with those doctors, once you leave, your blessing stays behind. You know, we're talking about changed lives, about touched lives. Catherine Ford is in El Salvador with a very special story of one changed life. Catherine?
They come here from Sierra Verde, Cotepeque, and dozens of other villages in El Salvador. Some are suffering from disease or blinded by cataracts. Many bear the scars of a brutal war which raged in their country 12 long years. In short, these are the faces of human suffering. Today, they're here outside the gates of Santa Teresa Hospital in Zacatecoluca, nearly 1,500 of the nation's poor in all. They've come to see the doctors of Operation Blessing International, who offer a special kind of treatment, medicine for the body, spiritual healing for the soul. Many had prayed for years that God would restore their bodies, maybe send an angel or 2 to heal them. No one could have imagined that he would send 100 angels on an L-1011 wide-body jet. Operation Blessing International's new flying hospital is the only aircraft of its kind in the world. It's a freestanding, fully functional medical and surgical facility designed to fly anywhere in the world where people are suffering. On board, some of the world's most highly trained doctors, nurses, and technicians prepare to treat the needy. Not only are they not paid for their services here, most are giving up their hard-earned vacation time.
Well, we just want to come and serve the people of El Salvador, give them the love of Jesus and treat them with their dental problems.
Dr. Ken Mundy is a Florida dentist, and his wife Judy assists him in the clinic. Together, they have volunteered on 25 medical missions around the world.
I've been to El Salvador 3 times, in Honduras, Guatemala, Panama, down into Chile and the Amazon, Ecuador. We've been in Asia, in Vietnam, and the Philippines. We recently just returned from the West Bank of Israel. We've been to Russia, Romania, all over the world. God has just sent us everywhere.
Ken and Judy, I'm just kind of curious, how do you leave your home, your business, your children? How do you leave all of that and go on these missions trips?
When we first went, it was just like a week at a time, and then God said, go 2 weeks, and we started going 2 weeks, and now we're gone about 2.5 months a year. And what we have found that every time we go, God takes care of the practice. He takes care of the home. He takes care of the family. In fact, from an income standpoint, the more that I go, the more God blesses us. I mean, it's part of the sowing and reaping that he talks about in his word, that we sow his word in the mission field and we reap the benefit back in our practice, that he gives us the income that we need to survive, to live on, and be able to go again.
Well, you've been here in El Salvador for 2 weeks. What's been your best experience of the trip?
Well, the people, for one. I mean, the Salvadorians are just beautiful people, and they're very polite, and but they're so needy in the area that we're in. There's so much need there. My heart just goes out to them. When we arrive at the clinic every day, I mean, the lines are coming out of the hospital, out the gate, down the street, around the corner, and you know, your heart just goes out for them because they're just such desperate need here. And to know that we can help them, you know, it's been a real blessing to us that we are able to help them, both in the physical body and also spiritually.
We're able to restore their smiles and their spirits at the same time, and that is such an incredible opportunity. And once you see the change, the sorrow, the fear, the anxiety that they have because of the poverty that just encompasses them, when you see that, you know, you're giving love and that love just changes them, it touches their heart, the core of their heart, because it's the love of Jesus Christ, and their eyes just go from darkness to light, and they start sparkling, and it's the most incredible thing that you can ever be a part of.
Ken and Judy would become angels of mercy to a 14-year-old boy after a tragedy occurred on Valentine's Day, which changed his life forever.
Boy, you know, it's just really inspiring to see that there are people out there who are willing to give of themselves and give of their time to be such a blessing to other people.
It really is. It's an incredible experience.
It's wonderful. And in fact, Dr. Williams, if it weren't for people like Ken and Judy, the activities on the Flying Hospital wouldn't even be possible, would they?
Well, that's absolutely true. We have volunteers coming from all over the United States, and they pay their own way. They actually even have to cover the expenses of their office back at home. But you know what? They receive so much from this. I've actually had more than, some that have taken more than 20 trips with us. It's just been incredible because their own lives have been so impacted by this that I actually challenge them sometimes. I say, I bet you can't just come on one trip with us because your lives will be changed.
That is great. What type of volunteers come with you on each one of these trips? Are they all medical people?
Well, no, probably 20% of the people are non-medical that come along with us as well. But in the medical specialties, we need many different areas of surgery, such as ophthalmology, general surgery, orthopedists, plastic surgeons, ear, nose, and throat specialists. We also need many nurses that have surgical specialties as well, and pre- and post-operative nursing as well, that need to come with us. But we also do general medical dental clinic outside of the hospital, and we need folks in those areas too.
So your volunteers, in addition to being on the flying hospital, they actually go into the interiors of the different cities?
That's right, and that's why we're able to treat up to 7,000 to 10,000 patients on every trip that we go. And one of the neat things is that we're able to have actually truly international teams. Just like the El Salvadorans are going to be joining us down in Panama, we actually have Finns that want to join us in Russia. We also have Filipinos that want to join us in Southeast Asia. So we really are going to be having international teams.